if I do.
Covino and Rich.
Are you ready? Honestly, how do I deal with you every day?
Get ready.
You heard all about it on the radio.
Get ready. Whoa! Yeah!
Holy mother nugget! And holy mother meatball!
I'm the smartest man alive! You're so ridiculous. What? You're such a fool. Get out of here.
Oh, I'm a disc jockey.
What's a disc jockey?
Turn it up. We're doing the show.
Here we go. Covino and Rich.
Let's go!
Let's go, Vatos Locos. Cinco de Mayo weekend begins right now. Thursday, the new Friday.
I absolutely know what you were doing during that montage.
What?
Looking at all the shirts you were wearing, wondering where they are now.
Yeah, where are those shirts? Anyway, welcome to our show. That was our OG Patreon intro from 2021. And we did that because we're taking a look back at lots of intros and lots of show moments that you may have forgot about today. Welcome to our CNR special throwback special. Steve Covino, Rich Davis, Spot, and we be rocking out. Let's go.
Tilt your head up a little bit. I want to pay tribute to Mexico. See the flag on your under rim.
Vatos Locos forever. You like that? I couldn't bend it because it's so nice underneath.
Yeah.
It's got to bend though eventually, but
No, that's not a bender.
Vatos.
That's not a bender.
Either way, don't go on a bender tonight with your tequilas and cervezas. Enjoy your Cinco de Mayo weekend. And again, it's going to be a fun throwback, all right? I want to start off, Rich, on this Throwback Thursday, the new Friday, sweet fight weekend, Canelo Munguia. I want to start back in 2012.
Okay.
Because there's a debate that in 2012, it might have been our best SiriusXM radio intro.
I think it was.
Spot puts a lot of work into our intros, as you just saw on our little Patreon montage right there. But our radio intros, before the video element was even a thing, was sort of legendary. And Spot says of all his work, it's the best.
Well, I remember like my first week, you're like, we need an intro. Like I remember you're like, we need an intro. So I'm like, what do you want in your intro? And I just like pulled together random stuff. Like Hulk Hogan was in our original intro. Get crazy and get naked. I don't know. They were just random I like pieced things together. But like as time went on and I built an arsenal of things and I was more familiar with the show, I was able to create like a pretty legendary intro.
And you think this is your best one to date?
I think this is the best one outside of the current one. Like the current one is really good.
I bet you won't even remember it.
I think this one,
chances are you're right.
From start to finish, is the best one.
All right, let me take a listen. Let's all take a listen.
But you may not feel that way.
Are you ready?
I have been ready since first call.
In a world where dude bros rule,
It's like a tale of two different dudes.
he thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Who is this calling himself the Mexican Fonz?
Now I see.
Yeah.
Nothing like him.
He has a huge head.
That's what's up.
Holla.
Together they bring you the greatest show on the face of the earth and the moon.
Wow, that's all the rage.
Living it up tonight.
Presenting the one and only Steve Covino
My mom says I'm a catch. I'm popular.
and the infamous Rich Davis.
Deep down inside, I'm a little black kid from Brooklyn.
The radio show of the future. The Covino and Rich Show. Sirius XM 102.
Wow. Hey.
It's the Covino and Rich Show.
Still going.
Oh, yeah.
Are you fucking kidding?
We do the show.
I bet you can't rock like this. You know you love it.
Oh, really?
Hello, Steven.
Oh, Richard, so happy.
I remember this.
Such a happy little Mexican.
Dubstep was very popular.
Fair enough. Bro, let's roll. Hey, dude.
Covino and Rich.
Little beefy.
Wow, that's a long intro. Hey,
Little beefy.
I remember too,
Little beefy.
I had to add to the intro
Yeah.
because if you remember around this time in our show on Maxim Radio,
Maxim.
Maxim, or like I added that whole like movie trailer intro because we needed more time as a transition, remember?
Yes,
we
I
had
do.
a tight studio transition.
Oh, that's right, because the guy before us, Alex Bennett,
It was like up until the last minute.
they were in the studio till like 59, so we're like, well, we need a minute to situate. Make a
Yeah.
longer intro spot.
I think it's hard for people to remember. Maybe not. I don't want to project my feelings onto you, but
please
what it
do.
was like before the video element. Because everything we talked about for 16 years was a figment of your imagination. So, video is only a recent part of our history. And in 2012, when Spot made that, it was just audio and whatever was posted on YouTube at the time. And I want you guys to stick around too, because we're going to play some interviews, some video interviews, and some TV moments you guys may have forgotten about. But I also want to go, and by the way, it was wild to see what we remembered from that, because I haven't heard that in over 10 years, probably.
I'd imagine. I mean, when we stopped playing it,
how many years did that intro air, Spot, you think?
Years.
Yeah, because I would try and update the intro back then
every time we switched the channel, he would just
every
add the channel name.
1.5, like if it played every 1 to 1.5 years.
Wow.
This intro we have now is the longest intro we've had, but I love it. It's so good.
No, it's a good one. So
it flows so well. And
it's a Throwback Thursday.
It requires me a huge strike of creative lightning in order to do a new intro. Like I need to hear a song and a song will trigger it. And I'll be like, then I'll hear another song and be like, oh, those two will work together. Then I'm like, okay, now
I've always helped you though, add songs and give you ideas.
Yeah, but it takes me.
He meshes them.
But I need I need a good framework and inspiration in order to start bringing an intro together. And even then it takes me a while.
You know what I've noticed though, Rich? I've noticed I never really like the new ones. And then a month later,
Don't you
love
remember?
them.
It was, I forget which intro it was, but there was an intro that I came in and I played the first day on the air. This was when we were in LA. Oh, I remember. It was our first LA intro.
I don't like it.
Rich lost his shit.
I was like, this is awful.
He's like, why would you play this without?
And then
without
let me get used to
you
it.
figure it out. And then
Do you have that one on standby?
It becomes a
I
thing.
don't want to put you on the spot, but
let me see if I can find that one.
because it's like anything, like an update on a phone. You know, everything stinks at first, then you get used to it. But Spot, you've always done really good intros. I remember that one pretty clearly. I thought I wouldn't, but once you started playing it, I was like in my mind singing along.
It's a little
Let's
flat.
roll.
Yeah, that one was a good one. So since we're reminiscing, guys, I say we take it back now to.
You got it?
You got it?
I think it's it was our.
What year was this?
It was like our very
2015.
last one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Wait a second. I think this is it.
This is Covino and Rich.
Wow.
Yeah, because it was when we went to LA.
Shut up, dude. We're trying to do a show.
You hated us.
I got a meeting with very important people. I don't get it.
Booty time, across the USA.
One thing I want you to do for me. Win.
I don't hate this.
Gonna hate.
I'm the seed.
Covino and Rich, doing it live from LA on Faction Talk 103.
Damn, that shit was dope.
Yeah, because we know it now. Never hearing it before, you're like, I don't know about that.
Yeah. Anytime a new intro debuted, you hated it.
Well,
Fuck, what does our intro
despised
sound like
it.
now? Now I'm trying to remember what's current. How does our current one
No.
sound?
Two,
wait.
3, 4.
Don't mind if I do.
I like how faster.
Honestly, how do I do it every day?
Turn on down the radio. Holy mother nugget.
It's a layer of many
Yeah.
songs.
Holy mother meatball.
So, can't knock the hustle.
Smartest man alive.
It's been an evolution. You remember, let us know at Covino and Rich. And thanks for being part of the journey. And since we're looking back on a Throwback Thursday, our very special, I say we take it back to my parents' anniversary, March 6th, in fact. But March 6th, 2011. Do you remember where you were, Rich?
March 6th, 2011.
We were on site and on set for a big event and an interview and broadcast for SiriusXM.
Oh, I think I know. Was that in the state of Ohio?
It was.
Columbus, to be exact.
So we had an agent back then. His name was Jamie. And
You fucking kidding?
took a lot of pride in being a pit bull. What did they call me? A pit bull? Right? Like that.
Yeah.
And he had all these weird deals with Derek Poundstone. It was Derek Poundstone's agent too. And he was a good dude. We loved this guy. He was a nice guy. But he got us involved with the Arnold Classic, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Wasn't he linked up with like a soy product
Soy Mama.
company? Soy Mama.
I got a sponsor with the Soy Mama.
Soy company.
And
soy.
because he had these relationships with soy companies and fitness companies, because he, again, represented strongman Derek Poundstone. And I was doing a show with that guy, too, on the side. He's like, I got you an opportunity to interview Arnold at the Arnold Classic. And he hyped it up. Like, we didn't know much about the Arnold Classic. We knew it was a big deal in that world of bodybuilding, but we didn't know how big of a deal it was. So we went out there and we caught up with the guy himself. Now, Arnold Schwarzenegger's in the news recently, so we figured we'd look back. He recently had his first sit down with Sylvester Stallone on TMZ with Harvey Levin. Their first ever sit down together, and they discussed their action hero Mount Rushmore. We got to include the guys that created it, Stallone and Schwarzenegger.
Sly.
Schwarzenegger said he's adding Clint Eastwood, and Sly said, well, I'm adding Bruce Willis, absolutely. So Schwarzenegger...
I added Steven Seagal.
Yeah. He's also been in the news talking about how it sucks getting old, how you could be Arnold from the Arnold Classic. You could be Mr. Olympia. You could be...
But now I got flabby tits.
I got tits.
I have
the
tits.
specimen of awesome.
I was
the epitome of everything muscle.
When I did Pumping Iron, I was in such good shape, and now I have floppy tits.
And now he's an old guy who doesn't even recognize the person he once was. You know, we've been talking a lot about Arnold, so we figured we'd look back. But what we want you to keep in mind, when we look back
This is what you pay attention
to March 2011.
Watch it twice, actually.
You can watch our excitement because it's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
One of the
dude.
biggest stars we've ever talked
Yeah,
to.
and we weren't even certain that our agent was going to come through on this. We like, why are we here? Are we really going to interview Arnold Schwarzenegger? And he came walking up, and it's like, you could see our amazement, but what you really need to focus in on is not only Arnold's eyebrows, but Rich and how fixated and awkward he is on his eyebrows.
He can't. He tries to make eye contact, sees the eyebrows,
What
and
are you
then
looking at?
immediately looks down because he can't maintain that
Can you
contact.
please, before we play this and look back, and by the way, we have the video, so you're going to watch this and enjoy. Can you explain what was going on in 2011 in your pea brain while talking to the governor?
The minute I looked at him, I got the same sense I got when we interviewed Reggie Jackson. We interviewed Reggie Jackson once, and I couldn't focus because Reggie Jackson had so much hair coming out of his nose.
I trim that shit.
Like, no one on Reggie Jackson's team's like, dude, you're Reggie Jackson. You're Mr. October. You're not Mr. Nose Hair. It was so distracting that...
Good one. But it was so... You know what it was? Because Arnold was getting older, right?
Smoker skull.
So all of his eyebrow hairs, he had all these Michael Stray hairs, all these gray ones were spitting out like spider legs.
Gray eyebrow hairs mixed in with the brown ones,
And
but
Rich couldn't stop.
the gray ones are sticking out like you said, spider legs. So the whole time I'm looking at Arnold, I'm like, so Arnold, ooh, I couldn't get past the fact that he had.
So I don't even know if this is the
eyebrows.
worst interview ever. I just know it was a bucket list item, and it was very cool to talk to a legend. Again, Mount Rushmore of action heroes, but it was also distracting for me in the moment to notice that Rich was completely distracted by Arnold's eyebrows.
Like, I encourage you to watch this interview twice, and I'll tell you why.
It's awkward.
Once for content.
Yeah.
And once, just look at Rich the entire time.
Dude, this is the most awkward you've ever
enjoy
been.
the content once. Then just like, you can even mute it. Just watch it looking at Rich the entire interview.
Enjoy us at the Arnold Classic. Covino and Rich with Arnold Schwarzenegger 2011. But stick around because we got more looking back to do. We're going to take you back to the SNY days next.
Let's watch.
What an amazing thing you got going on here, huh?
Well, we are very proud of it.
Count him.
I think that the reason why we have become so successful is because we have people like you to get the word out. Because, I'm a marketing person. I studied marketing in school. And it's like with movies or with an idea or with sports, if you don't know how to market it and if you don't let the people know that this is around, you have nothing.
Right,
You
exactly.
have nothing. So that's why I'm a big believer in media, in radio, television, and newspapers, magazines, and now with the internet and all this technology we have available, to get the message out there, because this is all about one thing, and that is train hard, be in shape, but go and spread the good word and inspire other people to do exactly the same
Well,
thing.
look at you. You're inspiring. You're looking like you're in great shape again, man. Congratulations.
I always train. Every day I train. I ride my bicycle every day. I always work out with the weights every day. And now I have, of course, my sons, who one is 13 and one is 17, and they come now into the gym. And now they challenge me already. I mean, it's like wild.
But can
it's
they
like a lot of
challenge
fun.
you?
Yeah, they're really extraordinary. I mean, this is my 7-year-old son Patrick. He's doing bench press with 275.
Come on!
And for me, this is hard to do. 270, with the shoulder injuries and with all the stuff. I mean, so it's really great to have those kids inspire you, because sometimes I wouldn't even go as high as he wants to, and he just keeps pushing and pushing and pushing.
Wow.
So I love it.
A new movie or politics? What stressed you out more that the gym was such a good release?
Well, I first of all, let me tell you, it doesn't really matter what you do. You need to work out.
Right.
Because it's a good kind of a balancing out, because the only way you can feel good about yourself, I think, is if you get up in the morning and before you do anything else, before you even think, get on a life cycle or get on a bicycle or get in the weight room or do something, because it will make you feel good. The whole day will be different. The whole day you will feel like a winner. So this is why, if you're into politics, if you're making movies, or if you're traveling around and holding seminars, or you're giving speeches, or coming here to the Arnold's Classic, you got to work out first. This morning, I flew in here, got here at 5 in the morning from San Francisco, and I slept for 3 hours. I got up, and then I did immediately the life cycle for half an hour, and to really work up a sweat.
Does that make you feel lazy? Does it make you feel lazy that he got off the red eye and he already worked
You
out?
can't compare me to a machine like Schwarzenegger. He's the Terminator, for God's sake.
I am a machine.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on, I hate to put you on the spot, Arnold, but this is your thing, man, the Arnold Classic. Guys, round of applause. Arnold Schwarzenegger's here, man. This the man.
Thank you very much.
How cool is this? Now, I got to ask you, I mean, it's a perfect opportunity, because Rich always puts me on the spot. I'm a big Terminator fan. I'm a big who's not a Schwarzenegger fan? If you're not a Schwarzenegger fan, you know, friend of ours, right? And at home, I have a Terminator head, a replica, a chrome Terminator head, and the eyes light up and everything. And I'm so proud of it. When people come over, when women would come over, it'd be the first thing I show them. Check this out, you know? I got this.
That really turns them on. Very smart.
Well, yeah. So
oh, wow.
You
You really know how to blow up someone's skirt.
Arnold, you should see my woman, okay? All right? We had a beautiful baby.
I can imagine.
She was
already.
so impressed by this, let me tell you. And guys like Rich say, that is the tackiest thing ever. And I'm like, dude, this is awesome. So I got to know from Arnold, the Terminator head in my den, awesome or tacky?
Well, first of all, I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
But the way you have just now explained it, the way you're using it, is tacky.
Well, then I'm tacky.
I mean,
Okay.
But I mean, look, I had in my office, in the governor's office, the Terminator, the whole statue from the toes up to the head.
Yeah.
And with the gun holding out, and people will walk in, and I said, this is just a reminder that we are going to terminate all the problems within government.
Nice.
I was not successful terminating all the problems, but I was successful terminating a lot of the problems.
Yes, you did. Yes, you were. And Rich, why don't you tell him he's tacky then?
I would not say that.
Yeah, exactly.
I think in the office, he's
I
a
said
Terminator.
the
You're not.
presentation was tacky, not having the Terminator.
Hey.
Listen to me carefully.
You know what, Arnold? Again, just such a pleasure to have you on the Covino and Rich show, and just a pleasure to be here. Thank you again. But speaking of memorabilia, I'm wondering, what else do you have at home? Do you have some of the stuff that was dear to your heart that you kept?
I have in my office, for instance, when you walk in, Mr. Freeze, exactly the way I was with the outfit and the way it lit up and all this. I have the Predator. I have the Terminator, the various different Terminator versions there. I have the alligator from Eraser. I have the airplane hanging on the ceiling from True Lies. I mean, I have memorabilia all over. And then when you turn around the corner past my desk, you will see a huge, huge wall of trophies. There's trophies from the top down, bodybuilding trophies, powerlifting trophies, weightlifting trophies, and then it gets lower where the movie trophies are and awards and stuff like that. And then even further down is the environmental awards and other things that I've done. So there's all kinds of things. People love coming to my office because it's kind of not an ordinary looking office.
It's a museum
kind of
of awesomeness.
interesting,
That's great.
And I had an interesting life, as you know, with the bodybuilding career, then with the acting career, and then with the political career. So there's a lot of memorabilia to see, and people enjoy that.
That's great. That's cool, man.
Our producer Spot wanted to know if you remembered in the movie Twins, what's the third rule in a crisis situation?
Make a lot of money.
Duck, right?
No, it was Duck.
Duck. Do you remember all your old movies?
I remember a lot of them, but not all of them.
Not all of them?
No.
How cool. That's how cool.
I mean, I remember the movies, but not the lines and all the different scenes and all that.
You know what?
Someone told us the other day the kids from Kindergarten Cop are grown men now. It's amazing. You look amazing. You've done all these things. Is this like? Do you look around here and see everyone like looking at you like this is my body of work? I'm Arnold. This is the Arnold. You guys, you've inspired all these people in the world of fitness.
I would say that I'm proud when I look around. I'm very happy that we have such a huge following. I'm happy I have such a good partner with Jim Lorimer.
Jim Lorimer is such a cool guy.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. And I'm happy also that we have so many great volunteers. You cannot do a competition like this anywhere else in the world. I can guarantee you that, because the volunteerism that is here in this state, the way people jump into action, how proud they are. Not that Arnold is in town, but I mean that they have the biggest championship in the world in Columbus.
Right, exactly.
Because everyone in the world asks, why Columbus? And I always tell them, I said, if you go there, you would know why Columbus, because the people are unlike anything else.
I can't believe how many people come here.
That's why it's so hard to point the finger and say, this is America. Because there's such a difference between America, like Columbus, or when you go down south to Texas, or if you go to California, or when you go up north again to Washington State or something like that. I mean, the people are different. Great, everywhere great, but this is unique. Columbus, Ohio, or Ohio people are very, very unique.
You said it best. This is our first time. Such a scene, such an experience. Now, you're a guy who's done so much. When there's so much going on here at the Arnold Classic, what impresses you? What blows you away the most? Is it the strongman, like Derek Poundstone, the two-time champion who had a step down? I know you know Derek Poundstone. I mean, but is it the strongman competitions that blow you away? What freaks you out? What impresses Arnold Schwarzenegger the most?
Well, every one of those sports puts in the same amount of effort. So if it is a cheerleading girl
or ping pong,
that is 12 years old, that is practicing every day 5 hours, or if it is the world's strongest man, a competitor who practices hours and hours and hours, and even with going through injuries and the pain barrier and all of this kind of thing. I mean, that's all inspirational. And the whole idea of the Arnold Classic is to go and inspire young people. There is somewhere out there a young kid that is looking at him when he lifts, and they say, I want to be there one day. And you know something? They come back and they're there. As you remember with Lee Haney, who won the Arnold Classic and Mr. Olympia, he watched here at our auditorium, at the Veterans Auditorium. He was sitting way up there on the balcony, and he watched the competitors. It was way back in the early 80s. And then he came back, and he said, I'll be back. And he came back and he won Mr. Olympia and all of the World Championship competition. So we inspired him. So this is what this is about, all of them.
I know you got a lot of things to do, but I got to ask you, Arnold Schwarzenegger, what type of music do you listen to get you fired up when you're at the gym? What are you into nowadays? What did you used to be into?
Well, first of all, I always have loved country music ever since I came here.
No way.
So I listen to country music, but I also like classical music, which is my side from Austria. So I listen also to that. But then also I listen a lot of the 50s and 60s rock and roll music, because that reminds me of my childhood when I grew up and I had this kind of music. So it's kind of a mixture of things, but it depends on what mood I'm in. But we do have major conflicts, and that is when my kids come into my car, they want to listen to something entirely different than what I want to listen to. So it's always kind of, the hand is always on a dial and kind of like fighting over who is going to control what music we're going to listen to.
Can you imagine 8-Day Boss Arnold around? Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's why you have to have SiriusXM. All the choices, Arnold.
Covino and Rich.
Did you notice strongman Derek Poundstone hopped in the frame there?
I did.
The whole thing.
was awkward as hell. So yeah, that's Derek Poundstone, the guy who used to bend frying pans and rip phone books. And, we were affiliated with him through our agent, Jamie, who set up that interview. But fun looking back on a Throwback Thursday. Vatos Locos Forever, Cinco de Mayo weekend.
Did you do a Vato hat change during that interview?
I did, yeah. Yeah, mixing it up, bro.
I was so focused on his eyebrows.
How you like me, Tony? What's up? So anyway, that was 2011. Just thinking about that, Rich, is wild. To think about how long ago that was already, you know?
I mean, keep in mind, when we went to the Arnold Classic, I didn't have kids. Sarah was competing in the bikini division, if you remember. Remember, she was all tanned up and like...
I was probably being harassed for being away because I had a 2-year-old at home. Yeah, I do remember that. I remember it being a fun time, but not a whole lot to do out there.
Yeah,
right.
I remember Sarah competing, and then immediately we pigged out on food because she had trained really hard for that.
Yeah.
And hey, that was a rando memory from back in the day. Now, if you want to fast forward, we get back, and about a year later, we start our adventures at SNY in New York, which it's hard to believe that was over a decade ago. But hey.
Yeah, we started on television 2013, and it was kind of cool because I remember them saying, yo, we got this cool graphics package for you. And I'm like, oh, what does that even mean? Turbo Graphics 16?
Yeah.
Like, what is that?
Graphics package.
Graphics package.
Graphics.
You're like, yeah, you like red and black and grays, right? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Or you're going to love the graphics package.
Look at you now.
Take a look at the intro. And I remember seeing the intro for the first time. And I remember thinking, yo, that's the intro to our new TV show. I love it. Let's take a look back. 2013, our intro, Covino and Rich on SNY New York.
So good.
I just want to remind everybody how awesome soup is.
Montage.
Fraser Betty.
Oh, that's Fiddler.
Love Room. Love Room.
The Love Room.
The Love Room. Well, we're on SNY. I think you love Ike Davis and the potential. If a girl has more than 2 dogs, she is crazy. You put Vaseline on your nipples.
Side moves.
Be careful. Yo, Bosh, guys.
I think I just hit a hole.
Look at the spot.
God.
Oh, this is where I really honed my acting skills. Man.
Amazing, dude.
Wow.
So that was our intro into a montage. We were on the air, SNY, New York City, Times Square, right across the street from Radio City Music Hall from 2013 to 2015. So we did 2 seasons, 2013 and 2014. Yeah. And that intro was our intro. And that song still gets me hyped. I still love that one.
No, not that song.
No.
I mean, the boys don't stop.
They were born to win.
Oh, yeah.
I still like
in
that
our
a lot.
intro, by the way.
Yeah, it's really cool. And what a great time we had there, man. Those montage moments, I remember that. And I remember, too, like you could see it looks like it's daytime in some clips. And then it's nighttime in others. We aired at 5. But as the winter hit, it got dark earlier. 6. We aired at 6. That's right.
6 to 6.
And then it replayed at 10.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I feel like that was one of the coolest jobs we ever had.
It was great, man. They took
really
a big-time chance on us. And what was cool about it is we did it live at 6 p.m. Eastern. We'd see all these people walking by New York City and Times Square, colleagues and famous people and just people waving and shit. But what was even cooler is if we stayed out late in the city, we'd get to watch the replay at 10 p.m. later that night at whatever bar we were at.
Now,
so that was part of the fun too.
Just to give you guys a behind the velvet rope of our life back then. I remember the day-to-day specifically. I remember Covino and I wrapping up our voice tracking at SiriusXM. We do our Covino and Rich, Maxim Radio, or whatever it was, Stars 2, Rush, whatever the fuck channel we were on. Yeah. We would do SiriusXM, and then we'd have to be over at SNY around 4-ish, around 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Now, we'd be done, I think, at 3. I think we were on SiriusXM from noon to 3. So we have an hour to tie up loose ends and voice track and do all that. And then you and I would go to Subway and get a sandwich. Or we'd go to Hale and Hardy and get soup.
I was saying Hale and Hardy was our spot.
So soup
or
Subway sandwich. And then we'd go there, go over the rundown, hang out with the makeup girl, Angela. And then,
gossip a little bit.
It would be from 4 o'clock until 6 o'clock. So we had a little 2-hour window where we unwound, did our meeting, and that was it.
Met a lot of cool people, had a great experience, and it prepared us for things in the future. Alexa Datt was a part of our show. She became a host on the MLB network.
She's now in St.
Louis. In St. Louis. Hey, Kay Adams. Kay Adams was a frequent NFL guest on our show. We had a lot of cool people coming in and out.
Who's now like one of the main guys on WFAN.
Absolutely. So honestly, one of our best times. We really started riding high. And I always looked at it this way. Rich and I started our radio show, talk show, Covino and Rich on Maxim Radio when I was 27. We made it onto TV when I was 37. So 10 years later.
Wow.
Yeah. And
47?
Almost another 10 years later, we were on TV again. So that was our SNY days. But one bit that stands out, and a lot of this is still on YouTube if you look it up, a lot of our SNY days. Rich found this clip of me interviewing people on the streets.
I don't know why it made me laugh so much.
And the premise was, well, we used to do this bit called Hitting the Streets. Hitting the streets. And it was me talking to New Yorkers about what Mr. Met would sound like
if
he had a voice.
All different dumb questions, but for some reason I saw this one. And I don't know why, I just found it so dumb and funny.
Hey, it's baseball season.
Hey.
The Mets are kind of hot. Let's throw it back on a Thursday and see this guy. Let's see us in action, SNY, in the early 2000s.
So we hit the streets to find out what New Yorkers would think Mr. Met would sound like. All right, take a look. Hitting the streets.
If Mr. Met had a voice, what would it sound like?
Hey guys, I love baseball. Go Mets!
Just like,
Something like this, mother.
I don't know. He should do like old fashioned. I'd like to see old fashioned.
Oh, like, see, I'm Mr. Met, see.
Mr. Met had a voice. It'd sound like we better start winning soon.
Yeah, talk to my buddy down the street. He's got the clue.
Hey, yo, it's Mr. Met. Yo, I'm from New York, Mr. Met.
Something like this, man. Yo, Mr. Met, man. You better watch it. Met.
Hey, Carlos, let's hang out.
I want to hang out with him.
Very sexy voice with a really thick but sexy accent.
Sexy. No, I am Mr. Met.
Right. You got it.
Can I talk to my
Oh my God. You think Mr. Met's a pervert? Very interesting take on Mr. Met.
Voila!
Yo, whatever he's on, I want some. It's my man right here.
That's your man.
Man on the streets.
That was awesome.
Covino still hangs with that guy.
I always thought Mr. Met was like a mix of Mr. Bill and you, actually. Like, oh no, Mr. Met. I picture Mr. Met, he's a Long Island. The Mets are like, a lot of big fans on Long Island. Yeah. What if he was like, hey, I'm Mr. Met from the island. I live in, where's Mrs. Met at? I want a sandwich. Here's some other guys.
Whoa.
Now, the Cincinnati Red, I always just picture it. That's like Mr. Met's creepy uncle, like, hey, I'm Mr. Red. Come here, kid. You look like an old timer, like a barbershop quartet kind of guy. Yeah. What about
Are you already over it? I don't need to watch the mascot segment.
What's going on?
It's part of the bit.
Yeah.
Dinger the dinosaur? Dinger! I'm Dinger! The Phoenix Suns gorilla. What about the Phoenix Suns gorilla? I don't know, man. Man, I'm the gorilla, brother. Yo, you got the hookups on bananas, I'm saying? The banana hookup? And with the Oregon Duck. That's quack-tastic. Quack, quack, quack.
Yeah, good job, guys.
I can't. My teeth hurt, bro.
Hey, when you say Oregon Duck, would you have put your life savings that Covino would have said, that's quacktastic?
You gotta bring the hits, dude. So it was clearly my 5'4" days of rocking a lot of 5'4" gear that we got for free on our radio show. 5'4",
I didn't even notice what we were wearing.
Which is Menlo Club now, right, Spot?
Yeah.
And, it was clearly Rich's side poof era.
Side poofs.
He never had gotten a haircut from a barber. He had never gotten a fade before. And I would tell him every fucking week, dude, get a fade with your feathered Mel Gibson haircut.
Who was this guy? Siren? What was your guy?
Scandal.
Scandal?
What was it really?
His name was Tracy. It was a gay dude named Tracy that would come to my apartment and cut my hair. Because remember, I
feather your hair like
it's a good haircut, but we were like, yo. So this is pre-Barber Rich. 2013, 2014, our SNY days.
Just think you were on national television every day, and that's the hair you walked out with.
You know what? I'm okay with that. Hey,
for those who don't know, by the way, SNY is home of Mets, Jets, and all things New York sports, and is an NBC affiliate. So it was a cool time, a cool run for us. But remember what happened? SiriusXM said, hey, what's it going to cost for you guys to give this up and move out to LA, the West Coast?
I feel like I really found my calling on that show.
They gave us an offer we couldn't refuse. And you know what, Spot? You did. Looking back,
green screen work.
Spot was way better. I will be the first to put ego aside. Yeah. Spot was way better at green screen work than all of us. I had no concept of it. I sucked at it. Spot was really good at it, and he hosted Game Time.
I was in a helicopter. You saw that. I walked on the moon. Yeah. I was a leprechaun in a glass of beer. I did. I was on top of. They put me on top of Radio City Music Hall, and I was doing like kicks.
You were hanging out with a bunch of wrestling action figures. I was hanging out with a bunch of wrestling action figures. They miniaturized me, put me on the desk in between you. It was fantastic. I was so good at it.
Yeah, you were good at it.
And you know what? Some of the old school people there hated it, and that's what I loved about it.
Yeah.
Do we have one more montage from season 2?
Game Time really caught on.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, we have one more montage from season 2. You want to watch?
I would love to watch it. Season 2 of our SNY show, a little montage, throwing it back on a Thursday. Let's hear it.
Now, we've had some great memories. Oh, yeah. Past season, right? We really did. You want to take a look at a few of them? Is it going to make me cry or anything? It might. All right. Let's take a look.
Oh. It's gut-wrenching. It's brutal. You know, you feel like you've been punched in the face.
Is he talking about our show? Oh, yeah. Come on, baby.
Good times.
No, not you, SA. I just broke the set. Oh,
really ruined their
Katie Linendahl.
Yeah. There's a guy that passed away and had himself stuffed.
That's great at camera work.
Squashies.
That's awesome.
Milkshakes.
Really caught on.
Game Time is huge.
It's the playoffs. They haven't even come close.
Alexa Dat.
Peekaboo. Can you ask the whole person for change? Oh, buddy. Whoa. Oh, wow.
Some Spot looked like a president,
right? I had a really big
from the
beard.
1800s.
And I was fat.
So they can't be responsible to carry the whole team on their back.
Of course they can.
Regardless.
Jordan.
How can you say Don Mattingly wasn't a winner? He's not, dude.
Oh, our favorite song.
That was the best.
That was the best screen work.
Van Damme would show up. Look at the dumb stuff we would do, though.
It's all about your buddy's ability to just make fun of you at any time.
That guy.
You're weird. This guy is scaring me. The guy behind you scaring me. Do it, Spot. Do it up.
We used to do like...
You were owning it, Spot.
Game time. If you let me in, though, I forgot my pass. Let me in. Astronauts.
Van Damme.
Monday at 6 o'clock. Tomorrow, SNY Invitation.
Tornado. Me in a tornado.
Seriously. That's free. Enjoy the cows. Enjoy your Thursday night. Come here. Arrivederci, baby.
Today's play is Brown and Bengals. So I like the Browns. Maybe they win. They play good. That's it.
I went 0-5.
That's it.
I just missed on the spread. It brings me to, by the way, the Weirdos went 5-0 last week. And of course, you know, you can drown the Jake Gyllenhaal taught me that. Oh, wait a second. Get him to
Kevin Durant catches feelings. I want a pony. I want a pony. A pony. A pony.
Such great acting. On the street in front of Santa. What's going on over here? Such a...
Squashies. Day was great. We fought Van Damme on TV.
Man, that was like, honestly,
that was awesome.
Man.
We,
you know how some people don't like looking back? When I look back at that, I love it.
That was
I'm
like-
so proud of that.
So it was fun because not only like Fox lets us be us, but lets us be us in a radio studio, letting us be us in a visual space where there's room to like experiment and have fun. This is what you get. And I thought it was, that's why I always loved SNY. It was such a quality product.
That was so cool, man.
Yeah.
And people were taking major chances, and we
Yes.
were so different than anything else on that network.
Like
I
this
mean,
show today,
so different.
This show today, I think would be fantastic.
Oh, I can't believe we were live in New York, though. I really
that was
can't.
fun. That was honestly.
awesome.
Let's do it again.
I'm not saying you get glamored by it, but when we look at our ESPN days, it was a bigger brand and clearly
It's
a thing.
funny you say that because we are going to.
But when I look at ESPN, the only good thing that came out of ESPN, 3 good things came out of ESPN. Money. Some of the people we
Are
met,
you kidding
like
me? I live in the house that
Sean Wyman built. Yeah. So money, a relationship we had with a couple people like, Hercules, Sean Riley, our continued friendship with Sean Wyman. But honestly, just a few friendships, the money, and the connections we made in the boxing UFC world. Besides,
we hold on, you're downplaying the relationships we made, though. We made some.
And some of the women.
Yeah.
Kathy
Chanel,
Kelly, MJ Acosta.
Kathy Kelly,
Yeah.
MJ Acosta, Charlie Arnold.
Yeah, but our buddy George Sedano.
I was going to say Sedano.
Phil and Frank. I don't know. Everyone we met. Linda Cohen.
Clinton Yates.
Yeah, you're right. But
Ryan Hollins.
That is true.
Come
You know
on,
what?
dude. We had a lot of fun, a lot
That
of
is
good
true.
camaraderie amongst the young hosts and talent that was walking
I think,
around.
you
It was
know-
the production value and pressures they were putting on us that wasn't fun. But
Yeah.
the people we met, we had fun with.
Looking back, I think that confuses me.
Yeah, everybody we were working with,
I liked.
We bonded with.
Yeah, it was just there was a couple people that sucked.
Right.
And
That
didn't
ruined
get
it.
us. And I think the simple fact of the show was never put on at a time to win. And we were never set up to really win. And I think also...
Well, right before the pandemic happened, there was a big plan to move us at 10 p.m., which would have been huge.
Yeah, but I think just in general, though, the fact that the show was on the late night,
Yeah.
it was never set up to succeed. And the simple fact that because the only, and you can't argue because the only way to really get the show on the air was doing it this way. But the fact that we had our set in LA, but yet everything ran through Mexico City on a delay made it suck. Like when I tell you,
very tough.
when I tell you, when we played a highlight on the screen,
It was never live. It was never
live.
in real time.
So they had to be like, hey guys, you might be seeing this on your TV, but we're 4 seconds ahead of you. So LeBron's already on the screen. And we had to guess. From a technical standpoint, everything about it sucked. But I look back and say, you know what? Maybe it was better than I thought.
SNY to ESPN, which means another hat change here. Back now.
Oh, wait. What was how many years gap in between those gigs? So we ended at the beginning of 2015.
Yeah, and then we didn't get back on TV full time. Like we did appearances here and there on other things or whatever, sporadically spread out.
The beginning of 19, right?
But we got officially on the beginning of 2019. But it was like a 3-year process of auditioning and filming with other
It was
people.
probably a good 2 years. I would say that 4-year gap means we're let's see.
We're due.
Yeah, we're due in 2025
for another CNR
next TV
experience.
Next TV gig, if all goes according to plan. So, get this. This is interesting. Ready? Follow me. 2013 to 2015, we had a 2-year run, then had a 4-year break. 2019 to 2021, 2-year run, a 4-year break would meet our next. If we follow the pattern,
for conversation's sake. We were doing ESPN radio and all the auditions.
That's not a TV show, though.
All right, I'm just saying we were there at ESPN longer.
We've had two 2-year TV runs separated by 4 years, which would mean in 2025, third time.
Let's go.
FS1, Peacock,
from your lips to God's ears.
Let's see what happens.
Let's make it happen. Now, as we throw it back on this Thursday, Cinco de Mayo weekend. Thursday, the new Friday night. Canelo Munguia this weekend. Vatos Locos forever this weekend.
Forever.
We're going to fast forward. We're still throwing it back, but we're fast forwarding to 2019. Do you remember?
I remember.
Well, I got to tell you, it goes with what Rich was saying. The intro to our ESPN show was never what I wanted it to be, ever. No. I had a different vision. Remember, SNY, they presented us with an intro, and we were like, no way, that's awesome. We loved it. Yeah. They gave us this intro, and we were like, can we change it a little bit?
You know what the deceptive?
And we had no control.
Now I'm getting negative again.
Yeah,
you know
don't
what?
get negative.
Know what the discrepancy for me was? The commercials for our show were awesome, and then once they were like, "And here's the graphics package," I'm like, "How could SNY in New York, a local NBC affiliate, have a way better graphics package than ESPN?"
It's true. We had commercials that were airing on ESPN and ESPN2 leading up to the premiere that were done great.
Yeah.
And they made us feel like we were doing something big. And then when they presented us with the actual show stuff, it was like, that's it? I was like, what about the song I suggested? They didn't give a shit.
They were just doing their own thing.
I was trying to do the intro to a song by an artist called Big Data. I created a song called Monster. They couldn't get the rights to anything, so we had to use like generic graphics, generic music. Mm-hmm. And do you remember what it sounded like? Do you remember what it looked like?
It was purple and pink and just had like balls and stuff, right?
Boxing gloves and
that's perfect for you
balls
guys.
And
perfect purple.
Wait, hold on.
Now or never.
I don't even know. Hold on. And the boys don't stop. No,
that's why. What do you got?
Are the show. No.
I know what it is. You want me to say it?
Wait, hold on.
I mean, I could play it.
All right, bus. And we record. I'm trying to think of the guy in Mexico City. Bus. Hola, hold on. Wait, bus. Do again.
That means do over. Bust. Because everything was a do-over, which took the fun out of everything. Because they would fuck up all the time.
Like, do.
Nope.
Do.
It was... Boom, boom, bum, bum, ba, bum, bum.
What the fuck is that?
Boom, bum, 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 ba, bum, bum. Hey, what's up? Now or never, Covino and Rich.
That's it.
Yeah, that was it.
That's weak.
Take a look back. Here's our intro.
This is the weakest intro ever. I mean, it looks cool. Don't get me wrong. It looks really good.
Dude, you know what? It wasn't what we expected. Hey, welcome!
Hey!
But no one could ever take away the fact that we had our own TV show on ESPN for a few years.
You know what I like that they never leaned into? Spot, there was a graphic. Wait, pause it 1 second. There was a graphic of the Now or Never logo that looks like a bar light, and I was like, lean into that. But they kept leaning on this purple and pink stuff. But Spot, go to the graphic.
I mean, this coloring is something that we've embraced, I feel like, here, a little bit of that nighttime vibe, especially on Overpromised.
I don't mind.
A little bit of that like nighttime kind of.
But Spot, the logo where it's a bar light.
I think I have it.
All right, hold on, ready? And boom, right there.
Oh yeah. Like it was there for like a split second.
Yeah, like that. I was like, what? That? Right, like I was like, that's like cool. The bar light, Now or Never.
Do you remember before we called it Now or Never, and it was just Covino and Rich ESPN? We had a different logo.
Yeah, it was looked
an
like
ESPN
a
logo.
sketch art, right?
You know what, Spy? I could send it to you if you want to pull it up.
Sure.
I don't want to take you off your
game
here.
So good at it, though.
But I'm good at it. Here, it's on my IG. And by the way, those commercials you speak of, they're on our Instagram too.
Very funny.
They were done really well production-wise. They were creative. They were funny. And they were airing on ESPN to promote our debut. The intro, it was kind of flat. It really was. But I'm still proud that we got to do it.
Yeah, just because listen, you could be you could say, I thought that was cool.
Hold on.
That was another variation of what we were doing there. I like that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it never happened though. And I fought. I even complained. I'm like, yo, it's got to be Covino and Rich Presents or Now or Never with Covino and Rich. They weren't bending on any of that. And I don't think anyone was really fighting it either.
Yeah.
You know, they were just like, they were taking orders and just rolling with it.
Yeah.
But I still like it. No complaints from me. Rich is more negative about it than I am.
Yeah, but you're allowed to look back at something and say, All right. Know what it's like? It's like saying all your ex-girlfriends had equally awesome asses. I'm allowed to look back at places we worked at and say, that was awesome. That was good.
You're allowed to, but I look at it from a different perspective. I gave it all I could.
We had.
You know, I did my best.
SiriusXM.
So I'm proud of. I even brought my breast.
You brought your breast,
and then I saw my man titties, and I said I gotta lose weight.
Man titties.
So I got in great shape because I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna bring my best.
Right.
I'm on ESPN.
We met some of our favorite people at ESPN, like you pointed out.
Nice breasts.
But SiriusXM, when we did our radio show there, we had super freedom. No one told us what to do for the most part. We did road trips, squawk offs, conventions. We had ultimately a ton of support that just towards the end that dwindled because we sort of ran our course there.
Okay.
Can't say anything negative about all the opportunities they let us have at SiriusXM. SNY, they let us do creative, crazy fun things.
One major part. SiriusXM allowed us to grow as a show and build an audience.
Dude, we went to Mexico for spring break, Super Bowls. We did everything.
Mm-hmm.
ESPN, we had a fun trip to Mexico City. We had a couple fun things, but for the most part, you're allowed to say it was a good job, but it was your least enjoyable.
You're forgetting one major part, though. We interviewed everybody at ESPN and SiriusXM. But ESPN, it was multiple people per week.
David Beckham.
Everybody. Fighters, like you said, athletes, random people, rappers, rock stars. We interviewed everybody at ESPN.
And the thing
of course,
and
SiriusXM.
the thing is, I wouldn't discount ever working there again. I'm just saying our experience first time around was enjoyable. But when you compare it to SNY and SiriusXM and other places, it was my least favorite job.
Okay.
That's a fair statement, right?
It was, you know, there was pressure. But I really
you're allowed to say you're allowed to say you were pleased and happy for the opportunity, but
I just look at it differently. I don't disagree with Rich. I just look at it differently.
What'd you have more fun going to? SNY or SNY or ESPN? What'd you have more fun going to?
SNY.
What'd you have more fun going to? SiriusXM in New York or ESPN?
SiriusXM.
Yeah. What do you have more fun going to? Fox Sports Radio or ESPN?
Fox Sports Radio.
So you're allowed to say it was a good experience and you're thrilled.
Great experience.
You could say you are honored for the privilege that you had that chance, but you could also say of your 5 full-time jobs you've had as an adult, it's your least favorite.
Well, can I bring you back to 2020?
I would love it.
No, yeah, thanks. We started.
No,
I
good.
know, right?
Actually,
I know. Maybe we shouldn't. We started this show officially. We started at ESPN in like 2017, 2018 or something like that. Again, it was a lot of auditioning. We were doing radio. We were doing fill-ins. Then we were doing weekends. And we got the TV show. So we were part of ESPN Radio. The show debuted in 2019. 2020, before the pandemic, we were doing interviews like crazy. We were doing so many interviews. And there were so many times that Rich and I wanted to be like, we don't want to interview these people. And we just felt the pressure to say, yeah. But we did interview a very young Ryan Garcia. Who's bigger than Ryan Garcia at this moment? This kid is with the president. He's making $50 million a fight. They're saying the next fight is going to break records. They're saying he's the face of boxing over Canelo. One could say that people were more pumped about the Garcia-Haney fight or just Garcia's star now than Canelo-Munguia this weekend.
I haven't heard
one other than you, right? No joke. I know you wanted to go there, but when I tell you I haven't heard one person say Munguia fight,
it's the Canelo fight, dude.
But I'm saying, like, I haven't heard anyone talk about it.
But still, Munguia, he's going to put up a fight.
I got tested for Munguia at the doctors last week.
I bet you did.
Negative.
Thank God.
So
I don't know what Munguia.
They said to us, hey, do you want to interview Ryan Garcia? I was like, hell yeah. I knew exactly who he was and everything about him. I had done TV shows about this guy. Look it up on YouTube. I was talking about him when he was a young teenager. I was like, this kid's going to be a superstar. So when they offered him to be on the show, we're like, yeah, absolutely. Bring him on.
You know what I remember about this? Ryan Garcia being so off the wall. Did he bro hug me a lot?
A lot of handshakes.
A lot of like, yeah, bro. Like Spot, every time Ryan Garcia reacted and laughed at one of our dumb jokes, he would embrace me. Like every single thing.
Hyped up then.
Yeah. Just stare at his eyebrows too.
Nah, it was a handsome young guy, funny guy.
You know, experience again. So I don't know who's bigger than this guy right now in the world of sports. Everywhere he goes with Deion Sanders or you name it. whoever he's with, people are like, yo, dude, it's Ryan. He really blew up in the past few months.
And Rich really broke out the big guns and wore his Fred Savage t-shirt.
Dude, I'm so glad you pointed that out.
Good. That was a hot shirt. You just got used to it. First time I wore that, people were like, dude.
Was it hot or just musty from how many times you wore
Savage
it?
AF.
How many times did you wear
How many
this
times did you
shirt?
wear that shirt?
You know what? Enough.
Wait, hold on. Where's the painting? Oh, no, he's not wearing it in the
Oh,
painting.
yeah. No, trust me. Every time I look back at some stuff, Rich always has that stupid shirt out. People are like, why do you crop Rich out of the photos? Because I'm sick of that shirt. That's why. Every photo we have, he's wearing that shirt.
Savage AF.
Well,
bro.
let's reminisce and take a look back at the face of boxing years ago, Ryan Garcia. On Now or Never. Orale.
Hey, welcome to Now or Never. Steve Covino, Rich Davis, Ryan Garcia's here. Yeah. Superstar right here, bro. 19-0. You excited for win number 20, man?
Yeah, man. I'm ready for it. Yeah, February 14th. It's going to be sick.
That's right. Francisco Fonseca, February 14th. Now, our first question is, why on Valentine's Day?
Yeah, you're cramping a lot of guys.
Hey, man, I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of guys that are not going to celebrate Valentine's Day, so let's do it. I don't know. Like, I guess, like, the team just thought that was a good day.
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
I look at it this way. I'm going to tell everyone.
Look, think about this, though. Yeah. It's out of the ordinary date. Like, a girl would like that more than just a regular dinner date. They're over it. Like, aren't you over it? Like,
I don't know, because sometimes I'll be on a dinner date, and then I bring my phone, and then my girlfriend's mad at me because she's like, why are you watching the fight when we're supposed to be eating dinner?
Oh, that's true. Well, maybe she wants to be at the fight.
Oh yeah.
You know what?
Why don't you go to the fight?
Yeah. I'm gonna throw a couple bucks on you, and then I'll tell my wife if when he wins, I'll buy you something nice.
Oh,
there you go. That's what
she's
I'm
gonna
saying.
be happy.
That's what
I'm telling you, she's gonna be happy.
Congrats on everything, man. Thank you for being here.
Thank
We're always
you.
rooting for you.
Thank
Tell
you.
us about signing with Golden Boy.
Yeah, what was that like for you?
You know, I signed with them like when I was 18 years old, but the new contract was a little better than the first one.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I feel
Wasn't
better.
there a bunch of little beef going on with De La Hoya leading up to it? It's like 1 minute you're fighting, the next minute you guys are buddy chummy because you signed a fat deal.
Hey, you know what? That's all business right there. You know.
Is that all it was? It was contractual?
It was contractual. You know, it was just a thing that we needed to fix, the miscommunication, and then once we got that all resolved, look at how happy we are.
Now, do you look at him and say, yo, this guy at one point was my age, killing it? Is it hard for you to like look back at that old footage, or are you a fan of the old school boxing?
I am a fan of the old school boxing. I just like, you know, they were more, you know, offensive. You know, they wanted to get in there. They wanted to do some knockouts. So I look back on that just to, you know, I try to implement that into my game. You know, with Sugar Ray Robinson, with his fast punches, with, you know, Oscar with his combinations. So it's like, I try to look at everybody.
When they say you are the next Golden Boy, when you're that guy, how does that make you feel?
I mean, it makes me feel good, but like if I let it get to my head, then I won't become that.
Right.
So it's kind of like, okay, cool.
Okay, cool. How about Canelo? Because you're with Team Canelo too now, right?
Yeah, Canelo's been a good asset to me, you know, because look at, he's pound for pound champion. What better person to mentor you and to watch over
Mexican
you?
hero.
Mexican hero.
I'm sure someone you look up to, but I think you and I have something in common. I'm not positive, but do you live the life of no hablo? You don't speak Spanish, right?
No hablo, no, but, you know, but if you told me what that meant, then...
Hold on. How do you communicate with him? Because he seems like a boxing robot. Is he any fun?
Nah, you know what? People think like he's all quiet, but like when he gets his personality going, he's funny as hell.
Even in his Tecate commercial, he's like, yes, Sly. Yes, Mr. Stallone.
Be bolder, Sly.
Be bold.
Right.
Be bold. Be bolder.
When you guys are sparring and working out together, Team Canelo, like, how do you feel boxing with him? Do you size yourself up? How do you compare? Do you feel his power? How does that all work out for you?
When we were sparring, we did a little bit of work, but you know, it was cool. He was just showing me like techniques on like, you know, feints, timing and stuff like that. We weren't going hard because like he's way bigger than me. He's
right, of
could
course.
Crush me.
I mean, he only has one loss when he jumped in early against Floyd Mayweather Jr. Do you worry about maybe jumping in too soon versus some of the bigger guys, or do you take that challenge on? What do you think?
You know what? I feel like in order to be great, you need to do something great. And I can't be great if I'm always expected to win. So if I beat Gervonta Davis, you know, the fight I want, that everybody gives me no shot, then I have a chance to be great. And another thing, they all thought I was going to lose my last fight. I proved them once, you know, wrong. So everybody, you know, I was reading all the comments, you know, Ryan got no shot. He's an Instagram boxer. A lot of other stuff too. But
do you look at that, by the way, as a lot of the people that comment on boxing, some of the old school guys are out of touch when they say he's an Instagram boxer. Do they just not know the life of a 20-year-old kid now?
You know what's funny? Even young guys are saying that. They're just so mad. Like, they don't even get it. I'm like, dude.
Well, it's not often that you see a good-looking guy, too, who's knocking people out the way you do.
That's true.
You know what I mean? He's at press conferences with a blazer on with no shirt underneath.
Oh, yeah.
So he is like a pop star.
That was fire. That was a fire outfit. Look at that boy. That boy knocking people out.
All right, hold on. Let's talk about Francisco Fonseca. Let's talk about this fight real quick you got coming up on Valentine's Day. Are you prepared for it? Because I know you're looking Gervonta Davis, but let's talk about this one.
This one,
All right.
the reason I picked this one is he fought Gervonta Davis.
Right.
He fought Tevin Farmer.
Does that matter a lot to you? Because styles make fights. So how does that work out in your mind?
The reason it matters to me is because now I get to see how I rank up with a similar opponent.
How you size up, kind of. If he was there, let me see how I do.
Yeah, let me see what he was looking at and how he reacted. Maybe I react better, but we got to see, come fight.
Do your nerves get different for a Gervonta Davis or for a bigger fight? Because they say some people are different under the bright lights.
Oh, I get up.
Cowboy Cerrone recently.
Man, poor Cowboy.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with me, I want those moments. I fight better when I fight at, in Vegas at the MGM Grand, co-main event, everybody there. I fought great when I was at Madison Square Garden, everybody cheering my name. So it's like something about that makes me amped up to do something special.
I feel like you're the type of guy that wants to do something special in your boxing career. Yeah. Why Gervonta Davis? Tell us why you keep calling him out.
It's a beautiful fight. Like, just think about it. Hank versus the Flash versus the King. It just goes. And then he's with Mayweather. I'm with De La Hoya.
Right.
Look at, he's a short, explosive fighter. Knocks people out. That's like Sonny Liston versus Muhammad Ali. Who's gonna win?
I love that you know your history, man.
Right. They gave Muhammad Ali, well, then Cassius Clay, no chance, and they're gonna give me no chance. But you're gonna see what I do.
Show him different.
Now, what about Lomachenko? Because I read somewhere that you're also interested in that fight. You think he'd size up well against him?
100%. People often forget it's a fight, and at the end of the day, he is short and I'm tall. So I have a reach advantage. And not only that, I have power and speed. So he's walked into a couple other shots by Jorge Linares and other people where he's got dropped. He's never walked into mine. So we got to see how he reacts to that. But all respect to Lomachenko. He's one of the best fighters out there right now.
You know what's crazy too? You're only going to get stronger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're only going to get bigger. So what's the end game? What's the goal for you as far as weight and titles?
I feel like I could get up to like 154.
154.
Yeah, maybe when I build up a little bit more and get a little bigger. Right now I'm comfortable at 135. So if I could get a world title here, and I could go from there. Yeah.
I love it. I love how you got the knowledge of the boxing history. But as you said before, people say, this guy's on Instagram. Yeah. We do a little something called Did It For The Gram. So let's check out some of the things you post on.
I did a lot of things for the gram.
You're pretty active. Let's start with the Cobra bag, which is, by the way,
that made me famous.
People are impressed by your skills, huh?
I want to know if you're showing off your skills or are you showing off or are you training here? It's basically what I'm asking.
I'm going to be completely honest. I never work on technique on that bag. All I do is do stuff to amaze people. I work on technique nonstop. I stop for like 30 seconds to do a video, and people often think, oh, he's goofing off, he's just doing flashy stuff. I'm training my ass off. This is all for the gram.
Right.
I did it for the gram.
Well, you know what? You have to do it for the gram, because if people don't know, you have 4.5 million followers on Instagram. So, it's amazing the following you got.
Now, it seems like every little brother gets beat down by their big brother. You don't need to be a boxer. My little brother, I used to do wrestling moves on him. I used to beat the crap out of my brother. But
and that's why he hates you to this day.
When you do body shots on your little bro, I mean, that's gotta hurt him, though.
Oh no, Sean was hurting after this. He wanted to cry.
Man, how many brothers do you have?
I got two. One older brother and one younger.
Now, obviously,
my older brother can't punk me though.
You're cool and collected in the ring. How do you feel when your brother gets in the ring? Do you get nervous for him?
I'm terrified.
So you're more nervous for your brother than you actually are?
Yeah, I don't want him to box. I just want him to just chill.
Right.
I don't like watching it.
Not only do you do body shots on him, Logan Paul.
Yeah, he took the challenge on. Yeah, he was a big guy.
What do you think about him stepping in the ring? Do you get respect for how well he trained for that fight?
I respect that. And I respect that he has no experience, but he still try to, box as best as he can. I have nothing but respect for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now let's talk about your pop star life, man. Like I said, you're like you said, you get criticized for that, but at the same time you do embrace it. So how do you balance that?
Just balance it by letting them talk and let me just walk. You know, like forget what anybody's saying, good or bad. I just keep moving forward. Like I'm enjoying my life. Like
You're just being yourself.
Yeah.
And
Are you a Joe Bro at heart? Is that?
You know, man. Nah,
I mean, they're talented, man.
They're talented bros.
Mendez, another talented
That's
guy.
my guy right here. We celebrated both of our birthdays. Our birthdays on the same day, so we all went to Brooklyn.
My birthday's the day after, man. August 9th. Yours is the 8th, right?
Hey, let's go.
party next time, bro.
Let's go. We can all, we can all have a good time.
Let me tell you, you do some old school training a la Rocky Balboa. I saw that on the gram with the
Yo.
accent. Yo, like Balboa.
I was.
Ryan Garcia. Yeah, this is working.
That's when I was really doing it just for the gram. I put on earmuffs and I went to the mountain. This is the only reason I went, just to do this. And I went right back. And I don't even know why I wore the sweatband.
When you're talking about all the fun stuff you do on Instagram, this is one of the things that I think touched all of our hearts, man. Because everyone wants to be able to take care of mom.
Yeah.
You got mom a nice, sweet Mercedes.
Yeah.
How does that feel for you?
That was probably one of the best moments.
That's awesome, man.
But she was so happy. She likes that.
Did she pick that out, or did you just say, I want that one, and you gave it to her?
I picked it up.
Really?
And I picked an AMG, so it's fast. I don't know why I gave her that.
Oh, man. Is that
Did you put a big-ass bow on it?
No, I didn't. I should have.
Next time, man. All right, so, we're looking forward to a big fight, a big win, and then Gervonta Davis, and, you don't want to look too far ahead, but any predictions there?
I feel like
is that a knockout?
I take him out in the 8th round. Knockout.
8th round knockout.
He runs into a big one.
All right. Well, thank you,
listen,
man.
You got a new friend and a fan in us, man.
Let's go, man. Hey, you guys better be at my fight.
Oh, I'll be there.
Dude,
I'm gonna send you tickets.
Dude, if you send us tickets, we're absolutely
I got you.
man.
I got you.
All right. Sounds good, man. Ryan Garcia.
Let's go.
And now who's cooler than him, dude, honestly?
Right?
His star rose to the max. And you know what? Still growing. Props to him. Looking back on a Throwback Thursday. Again, Vatos Locos forever.
No.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, we get ready for a Cinco de Mayo weekend.
Ryan Garcia, Cinco de Mayo weekend. Any big plans aside from the wrestling thing you're going to?
Just seeing some old school buds on Friday and Saturday. Sunday is one of those days where I left open and I feel like no one's available. So I'm like, what am I going to do Sunday in New York by myself? So I guess I'll find out. I'll figure it out. But
go to Carve, get some pizza, man.
Carve, get some pizza. Maybe
what was that place?
Carvel and get some ice cream.
No, what was that place we used to like? We'd get drinks on 8th Avenue on the corner.
West End.
Yeah. What was
West
that
End.
sweet sandwich they had, remember?
Yeah, they had so many fucking
No, but there was one you used to get that I used to like too.
I'm gonna head back.
Oh, some sort of like, it had a sugary rim. Remember?
Oh, I remember that drink. Yeah, it was a beer.
Oh, it was beer.
Yeah,
it was like a
pumpkin-y beer.
But there was a sandwich that used to get. I used to like. So go there.
Yeah, I'll be in New York.
I'll
this
be
weekend.
watching the fight. I'll be having a drink, and I'll be thinking of you guys.
Get some Franzizza while you're there.
There you go. Say what's up to France. Say what's up to our East Coast friends.
Enjoy. Have a great Cinco de Mayo weekend. And until then, arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys. Have a good one.